Listen, politics, I will say, is a blood sport. I've lived it. I've done 19 races. I know how to get down and battle for those votes. You have to be able to, get a team in where the election's happening, and you have to figure out what the rules are, and you got to go get them. And until the process changes, these are the rules. So what I'm recommending and what others have recommended is, and I'm glad he's hired, somebody who's really an expert on this, is to get ready not only for these remaining battles, but the battle on the delegate floor. Because as you know, what you saw in Colorado is going to be an extension of what you'll probably see in Cleveland.
Oh, for certain, if not, as you've been mentioning, in states before that. I want to bring in a comment, though, from Ted Cruz's team. Here it is.
The thing he seized upon is when people vote against him, they're stealing the election. It's a really odd notion. What is this democracy of which you speak? Wait, you mean voters get to vote? No. The New York Times told Donald he gets to be president. Actually, to be fair, they said he gets to be the Republican nominee and then hand the election to Hillary.
So Senator Cruz obviously taking advantage where he can. I know you back Trump, but you also have said Senator Cruz is a good candidate.
Yeah, listen, of course, I think the remaining three, the 17 have been great candidates. I still believe every single one of them would make a better president than Hillary or Bernie. And what I've said, and people have always said, oh, Donald can't win. He can't beat Hillary, so you got to vote for me. Well, with respect to Ted, I don't like his condescending comments and the way he's kind of belittling, the fact that, hey, listen, the process is a little bit convoluted and somewhat unfair in many, many instances. And you do have the elite, the kind of inside baseball folks kind of, trying to hijack this election. But if, in fact, there's two words, by the way, Deirdre, that will, in fact, unite the Republican Party. You know what they are?
Let me hear.
Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton. That's going to unite the Republican Party. Notwithstanding all the rancor and all the animosity, if she is, and I believe she will be ultimately, after Bernie has a major fight, rightly so, at the convention, the nominee, if we have a choice, and I've said this before, we either unite, is it behind Ted? Great, I'm there. Is it behind Donald? Great, I'm there. Is it some white knight that's coming in? That's where I draw the line because, and by the way, on that issue, Ted and Donald are going to write the rules to make sure that 40B still stays in effect, so you can't have this white knight coming in. So it's going to be one of those two guys.
No Kasich, no Ryan.
No chance. No, he's got no chance. Okay. No, they've got no chance. No, they're going to keep 40B in place.
Okay, so you mentioned Hillary Clinton, Bernie Sanders. We want to tell people a member of the Cruz campaign will be with us momentarily, so we are representing everyone. But this message of outsiders sticking together, this is actually a message from Donald Trump sympathizing with Senator Sanders. You just called this, Senator Brown, in a similar situation with delegates.
They weren't given a vote. This was given by politicians. It's a crooked deal. And I see it. And I see it, honestly, I see it with Bernie, too. That's not the way democracy is supposed to work. What kind of a system is this? Now, I'm an outsider, and I came into the system, and I'm winning the votes by millions of votes. But the system is rigged. It's crooked. When you look even at Bernie, I'm not a fan of Bernie, but every time I turn on your show, Bernie wins, Bernie wins, Bernie wins, and yet Bernie's not winning. I mean, it's a rigged system.
A mirror image. If you take a look, Senator Sanders won in Wyoming this weekend, 12% margin, beating Hillary Clinton, so 56 to 44. Caucus calculus, though, and it's a familiar theme. Senator Sanders is going to split to Wyoming's 14 pledged delegates, 7-7. Sanders won the popular vote, but Clinton will win the state because of the 4 superdelegates who had already pledged their support to her. So sum total, she gets 11. Sanders gets 7. So the system, it seems as if on both sides, is breaking.
Well, let's have a little history lesson. The reason they did it with the Republicans is to keep Ron Paul out. And the reason they did it with the Democrats, the superdelegates, so-called, is to keep Jesse Jackson out. Now they're still in effect. And what they're trying to do, and that's why Bernie, and I recommend that he stays in, because very similar to what happened with Hillary Clinton and Barack, those superdelegates are going to peel off if she continues to lose and if there's a fear or threat of an indictment. So I think he should stay in. And if you look at what's happening with the Republicans, that 40B rule that basically says you have to win 8 states in order to be considered, be on the ballot, any ballot, that's going to stay in effect. They may change other rules, but that's going to stay in effect. So you're looking at it's either going to be Bernie, Hillary, Ted, or Trump. And we have a choice in the Republican Party. You're going to give up the cabinet secretaries, the ambassadors, a lot of the judicial positions, and the opportunity to have the deciding vote as a vice president when he comes marching in and changes the nature of a Senate bill or rule. Come on, let's get together and figure it out.
Yeah,
but
we haven't even talked about the seats in Congress that are going to be up for election as well.
Right.
Senator, great to have you here. Thank you. Senator Scott Brown
Thank you.
with me there.